Teenager therapy, because we have problems too.
When I see people that dance and perform, because in my mind I'm like, damn, I swear if I could sing, I'd go up to stadiums and I'd be like all over the place. But then you get nervous. So it's not as easy as you think.
No, absolutely not. I get like, for some reason, I just feel like that's what makes it. That's what makes it fun, is that little nervous feeling. Yes, like you get addicted to the feeling of like being nervous at some point because you're like you want to challenge yourself and you just want to like, no, I'm gonna fight it. Like, no, I'm just gonna go for it. I don't care. I'm gonna go for it.
Dude, that's what I want to feel because I get like my voice literally will start shaking.
Well, I mean, my brain goes bleh. Then I just like have a brain fart when I get nervous too. So like there's been moments where I've been on stage performing, dancing and stuff like that, and I just completely forget the dance, and it's actually a nightmare.
Has that happened? Yeah. Oh my god, dude, that's
but
a fear.
It's really bad. Like there was this one time we had like a little talent show, just like back in high school or whatever, but I like forgot like a good chunk of the dance that we were doing, and it's just the most like what's the word, haunting feeling. You're like,
yeah, what do? You
gotta like find a way to catch back on.
did you just like stand there, or were you trying to like pretend it was on fire? Oh, good.
Like it'll be like this move, and then I went like this, but I'm like trying to fix myself really quick. Like, yeah, I don't know. I get moments where I have brain farts and my brain just goes bleh, like I said, and I start to like I try to find ways to recollect myself, but sometimes it's not there. Sometimes it doesn't work like that.
Wait, so you've been dancing since high school?
I've actually been dancing since I was like learned to walk.
Oh,
I've been dancing for quite a while.
Right.
So just like a little bit about me. I know we're not interviewing, but like my dad used to dance. He used to be, I guess, like a competitional dancer.
Really?
He's a break dancer.
It runs in the family.
Yeah,
That's funny.
I guess you could say so.
Okay,
yeah, like he used to do like a little bit of like break dancing and stuff like that back in his day. And a lot of the stuff that he would do would end up on like newspaper articles and stuff like that.
Oh, shit.
And he was kind of like a cool guy back in his time. But he had a kid. And then he had another kid, and that kid was me. And then he had another kid, and that was my little brother, Tony.
How old was he?
When he had a kid? I believe he was like 27. So he's like,
it's pretty
decent
young,
age, right?
Almost at 30s.
Yeah. Shout out to my dad. You know what I mean? Definitely the person who schooled me on a lot of like musical stuff and gave me pretty much all the knowledge, like everything as far as like wisdom goes and like advice and shit like I don't know if I could curse.
Yeah, you could curse.
Okay, and shit like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like all credit to him and my mom. My mom is the reason why I have a lot of sympathy. I have a big heart because my mom has like always taught me to be just very loving, and yeah, shout out to my mom and dad.
Does she dance? Does she do any dancing?
No.
Any break dancing?
No. My mom, she used to be like a competitional horseback rider.
Oh.
So, yeah. So she's got like these massive ass calves. Like, she's like strong ass legs.
Yeah.
Like, it's scary.
Wait, you need calves for horseback riding?
Oh, well, it takes a lot of, I believe, core strength and just lower body strength because I'd imagine, I've never really horseback.
Right.
But I'd imagine it takes a lot of strength to like, withstand a lot of like the movement and
Dude, I did not know that. Like, that's the last muscle I would expect to be involved in horseback riding.
Yeah. So like the reason why I love dancing so damn much though is just because like I know my dad did it and he used to like show off at family functions, you know what I'm saying? Like we'd have like little cookouts and stuff like that. And then I was always called Weddle, because my dad's side of the family, they're all Latino, you know what I'm saying? So they'd always be like, hey, Weddle, do some dance moves and like that to him. And then they'd be like, little Weddle, come on. Like, Mijo, come here. Like, I'm like,
and you dance with him?
And then I'd be like,
that's so
like,
cute.
Like little wannabe dancing, but he would really be like, doom, showing off. And
you would have blown up on TikTok if he was in this time.
Dude, I don't even know. Right.
Your dad would have been the one to blow up.
That'd be crazy. Picture
Right.
that. My dad, a TikTok
Dude,
influencer.
does he have one? Has he done any? Why not?
No, I think the idea's probably crossed his mind a couple of times now because he sees how successful
Yeah.
it can make a person. But I mean, I don't know.
Dude,
if
you
he
should
does
get
it.
him onto your TikTok. Have you not done that?
I have a couple videos.
You have a couple
of
with him?
dancing on TikTok and stuff like that. And people are like, Papa Lopez. Like,
Yeah,
hey,
make him his
see?
own account.
Right,
Yeah,
he's
I
like,
gotta bust him out.
Get Papa Lopez his own TikTok.
Does he still dance?
Hell no. I mean, he probably like he'll try and stuff, but he's older. Like, you know what I mean? He's an older gentleman.
Yeah,
now,
the
so.
bones gave out and stuff.
I don't know if the bones gave out. No, but yeah, he's a lot older, so I don't think he's got anywhere near as much stamina or
You're
like,
right. That's
coordination.
natural. So you're Latino, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, I am
A white Latino.
very uncultured swine. Very sad to say.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you speak Spanish?
No, not as much as I should, you know. And I feel like that's where people like look at me, and that's when I get the whole pinche gringo, oh, güero, like
Gringo.
they give me that title, or they're like, oh, you're fake Mexican, you're fake Latino, like you know, all that type of shit, just because like. I mean, my skin is white, and I'm like, hey, you know, I'm gonna learn Spanish. Like, I've been learning Spanish. I've been
Really?
like, you know, day in and
How
day
much
out.
do
Like,
you
I have Duolingo. I don't know enough to hold a conversation.
No, but can you understand it? Because some people like.
Well, like a little bit, like little phrases, little words here and there. It's bad. Like, I mean, I personally, I hate to say, but I feel like shit about it. You know what I mean? Like, but it's the truth. Like, I need to learn.
Did your parents not speak to you in Spanish?
No.
Dude, really? Like,
Yeah,
my
no.
mom always enforces that.
Well,
like,
see, yeah,
only Spanish.
Yeah, my dad never really put me on to Spanish. Like, and it's my dad's side of the family that's Latino. So my mom's side of the family is Italian German. That's where I get the whole white,
the
you know,
white.
vibe. And my
Okay.
dad his skin is white too, though. Even though he's Latino, he's like one of those like
Yeah.
whiter,
the whiter
Latinos.
ones.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I always beat myself up over it because like even in school, people be like, oh, last name Lopez, what's up, bro? Like what's up, dog? Like, why don't you know how to speak it, bro? What's wrong? Like, I'm like,
no.
I'd never learned, bro. I'm sorry. Like,
Dude.
like, oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
You're fake. You're not even. I feel so.
They
Like,
clown on
I
you.
hate it. Yeah, they'll clown on me a lot. But I got a Latino song, very all Spanish.
Dude, no, I listened to it like before this.
That's funny, right?
I was like, damn, it's actually pretty good. I was not expecting that, like, at
Yeah.
all. They were gonna come out with like some rap
Esa
song.
Manila.
Uh-huh.
Man, you know that song has over almost 2 million videos, just videos, not
On TikTok?
not views, but videos on TikTok, and I didn't even drop the song yet.
Yeah.
And it's like it's predominantly like Brazilian, like
What's the
just
genre?
Latin.
It's like, what's that dude's name? Bad Bunny? Is it that kind of style?
I mean, I don't know. I like this is my thing with me and my music. Just off the bat, I like to I like to reference vibes more so. Like when I heard the sound, I was thinking more of like a just straight up just like Daddy Yankee, like an old like you know
Yeah,
club banger mixed with like Pitbull or something. Like I really wasn't like listening. Like I wasn't thinking like the newer shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
songs you grew up listening. At
yeah,
those
you know.
family
And I was just like, I want to
functions.
just make like one of those just like almost like a chanted kind of like like everybody just gets lit and the vibes going and
Yeah.
you know just a straight dance song, you know. And the idea itself came, you know, from me and my like almost like my brother. His name is Pablo. We were just sitting in the studio and was, you know, it was just me and him on that whole thing. Actually, we created that whole song.
So how long ago did you make it?
Well, we started like 2 months ago.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then like we had it like the song itself, the story behind the song itself is just crazy because we went from having it to one tempo, and it was just yo sé que tú me ves, no baila, te pongo al revés, no baila, just over and over, da, 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 da. Like that was just kind of like it was just choppy and just like the whole thing was just that kind of vibe, and it was slow. So then we get to the studio back in Las Vegas. I'm from Las Vegas, by the way. And I was like, bro, it's just not hitting. Like it didn't feel like a vibe. Like I wasn't feeling it. Like I don't know. It was just something about it wasn't like giving me. It was there, but it wasn't like a banger yet. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I was like, bro, fuck all this. Let's cut all of whatever we got going on out, and let's try to revamp the tempo on this shit. You know what I mean? Like,
was it slower at first?
It was slower at first, and then he's like, "Oh, you're speaking my language," because like he loves to do that shit. He likes to like play with the tempo of the song and stuff like that. And I was like, "Slow that shit down real quick." So then we slowed it down. I was like, "Nah, speed it up real quick," and it started getting
there. It is.
higher.
There
And
it
once
is.
we speed it up, I think we jumped like usually in like a regular like BPM for like salsa, like dance music. I don't know if it was like 109, something like that for beats per minute, but we went like to 120.
Oh.
And like it was like
Quick.
great, like it goes really fast, you know. And it's like it's in the middle of the song, so it'll start off slower. The song starts off a lot slower just to get like a vibe going, and then like there's a break, and then we come back from that break, and it's just hella like just fast paced banger. That's when you got the como un palacio tame ta 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 ta.
That part.
That whole part is the upbeat shit. It's the stuff that makes you like, oh, okay, here we go, and then everyone starts vibing.
Dude, I love those type of songs. The very like high pace, just like straight up, just going hard at it. Like those songs are so fun.
It's just a vibe. Like you can't at least just be like,
right?
You know what I mean? You kinda like bobbing your head.
Yeah,
or something. But yeah, so with that, like I think my goal really ultimately is to dig a lot more deeper into my Latin roots, because I know, you know what I mean, like on my dad's side of the family, like it's Latino, so it's like, you know what I mean, why not? Like if I have it a part of me, why can't
embrace
I? Am I not allowed to embrace it? You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, I had a little bit of help from my boy Pablo, because you know,
did you write the lyrics or did he?
No, he well, this is what we did. I would say phrases, I would say certain things, and then he would try to put them into like a Spanish translation that made sense. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I only know like phrases and words. I don't really I can't speak fluent Spanish, you know what I mean? But I know like phrases and words and stuff like that. And I was like, of course, like baila, like dancing. Like I want to make something about dancing. I want to, you know,
makes sense.
Stuff like that. And then I was like, let's make it a club banger. Like let's put a little vibe to it. You know what I'm saying? Like no dancing, like you see me, I understand, I put it in reverse, like all that, you know, just like the vibe.
So that
shit.
wasn't even like your original idea?
Oh, absolutely, it was to make it Spanish. I wanted to make a Spanish song. Like I that was like the mastermind plot was like, you know what I want to do is I want to give people something that they didn't expect from me. You know what I'm saying? Especially as my first single. This is like my debut song to come out, shit like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, I want to give people something that they didn't really expect from me, you know what I mean? Like, they see me as
That's
just like...
That's exactly what you did.
Yeah, like, and literally. There's still people that are shook. They're like, wait, so you mean to tell me this is Ondreaz Lopez? And then, and then, of course, you got the people that are like, he's not even saying anything right. He's hitting the R's too hard. Like, what? And then somebody's like, salmonella. I thought he said salmonella. I love it.
Dude,
I love it.
I hear the song on TikTok and I had no clue. I thought it was like just a mainstream song that was like popular.
Really?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Hey, man,
that's sick.
That's what it is. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? I literally, my goal altogether with that song is exactly what you interpret. You know what I mean? A dancey, pop, upbeat, straight to the point, get you out of your seat, just feel good kind of vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then that Spanish in there is like, you know, the icing on the cake, because, you know, let's face it, you know, the Americans here that don't know Spanish, they'll probably still get up and they'll still dance. It's like, I don't know what he's saying, but it sounds cool
good.
to me.
Yeah,
you know, so I don't know. It was just my brain was working that way at some point. And the beat itself was what constructed the song. So like the horn is like a
is that what you
that instrument was like the instrument that made me think, okay, I want it to be a Latino song.
Oh,
that horn itself.
Okay,
I don't know why. Something about it just made me think like, oh, this is definitely like Latin vibe.
It does.
It has like
it
that.
does. It has
and then the
vibe.
drums is that boom, you know, that little that ride. So I'm proud of that song. I'm proud of that song because it literally just came from me and my boy. Like no other, you know what I mean?
It wasn't like a full
like
production.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly.
That. It was just
like,
you two.
And it's crazy how fast this shit went. Like it started to grow within like a month. You know what I mean? Like my brain can't fathom how much people actually appreciate the song. You know what I mean?
You didn't expect people to appreciate it.
And it's not even out. Yeah, I didn't expect people to like fuck with it. Like,
damn, you thought they were gonna be like, oh, it's another TikToker trying to do the song.
You know. And I think what made it the best thing is the fact that people didn't even realize it was me at first. They kind of just enjoyed it for it, and then they go, oh
I like the song by that one brother. Damn.
They're like, wait, this is Ondreaz. Like,
Uh-huh.
oh, I'm shook.
Yeah, dude, that's exactly my reaction actually.
No, yeah. I feel like when it comes to music, that's what it should be, man. Is you should listen to it and embrace it first before you see the artist. I think you should, enjoy what it is for what it is, so you don't have a biased opinion. You know what I mean? So it's like I would rather it been that way than people. And me being like, hey, I got this song coming out, you guys be ready for it. Like, no, I didn't do none of that shit really. I was just kind of like, put it out. Let's just let's put the snippet of it out and like see how they rock with it. And then everybody started fucking with it. It's like people just started catching on themselves. And then I was like, okay, fine, yes, that's me. I made no vibe. Like, yeah.
Damn. Since when have you wanted music to be your career?
Bro, I've been wanting to have music as my shit for like ever. I mean, I've always loved music. Like I said, I'm a dancer, so like my dad is always just playing old school hip hop, like everything, you name it. Not even just hip hop. We listen to rock and roll. I'd listen to like Led Zeppelin, Metallica, Slipknot, Avenged Sevenfold, 3 Days Grace. Like these are like bands. You know what I mean? Like, and then I like anywhere from that to like Al Green. Black Eyed Peas. I just grew up on like different shit, like just a plethora of music.
Of genres,
because like it's a very I come from like a very artistic background. Like my dad, he's just literally an artist. He draws. He used to mess around with beats and stuff like that too. He'd bring people into like his little home studio that he created, and I started getting inspired about music.
Really, your dad is also into music?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't really do like a lot of that stuff anymore. But he definitely was on that. And then when I was little shit, I used to always just be around and be like, Dad, like play this song, play some music. And then he'd put on some shit, and then people would be in the studio, and I'd always feel so cool with all these grown men that are just like
vibing to it. Yeah.
Oh, I want to be like you guys, like.
Are you gonna make your entire career like Latin music, or are you gonna just do a bunch of genres?
Well, yeah, like I mean, I'm not gonna stray away from it. You know what I mean? I feel like that won't be the last time that I do like a Latin song, just because I'm Latino. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why not embrace it?
Are you trying to? When did you start like trying to embrace your culture? Was there ever like a time you were just not over it?
I think what it is there's a burning desire for me to want to just feel accepted. You know what I mean?
Really?
Like I am Latino. You know what I mean? Even though, like I'm like a white kid, really. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't even know Spanish, but it's just like you have the last name Lopez. Your whole dad's side of the family is Latino, and like it's like, damn, how is it that I have this a part of me, but I don't even really like feel like it? So like I've always had that burning desire to want to indulge into it and embrace that, but there's like a little part of me that always feels like, nah, you can't do it. Like,
it's not you.
Like people, like I feel like there's like those voices, or people like, nah, you're not Latin enough, bro. Like you can't,
Are you ashamed of it, or not? Like ashamed? Well, do you feel like people are shaming you because of it?
Well, I haven't felt anybody shame me for it. I mean, when I was younger, like in school and stuff, like I said, people would like fuck with me, and they'd be like, oh, like you're a white boy that's like Mexican, but you don't know Spanish, like shit like that.
So are you like embarrassed?
I am a little bit. I'm not even gonna lie, just a little bit, because I feel like what the hell, bro? Like I should know. You know what I mean? Like why don't you know? Uncultured swine. Shame on you. That's what I feel like, bro.
Dude, people are ruthless when it comes to not knowing Spanish. If you're
absolutely. And then to top it off, I just said, I have a whole Spanish song, so it's like I would imagine people would probably be like, that's fucking stupid. Like why is it that he's over here making and I could just feel like all the negative narratives that people would push off of it, like he's trying to bank off of Latin culture without
even knowing.
Has
that happened yet? Has anyone done that yet?
I wouldn't say that it's happened just yet, but I'm good at knowing where people can find little holes. At this point, I'm good at finding little spots where people are gonna poke at me or like try to make me seem like some type of fucking asshole. So, I mean, at the end of the day though, like it's like this. I'm not here to make everyone happy. You know what I mean? I'm not here to be some type of perfect human being. I'm just as human as you are, as every other individual in here. Like, it's a thing where if you were in the spotlight, I promise you would fold. You know what I mean? You'd have people that would look you up and down and find everything wrong with you, and they would try to make you feel just as bad. You know what I mean? So, or if not worse. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not trying to like look to be the coolest motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like I really just I like what I do in general. So like what I'm saying is like I feel like some people might look at me personally and be like, well, he's almost entitled, you know, he's like spoiled, like oh da 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 da, like, but you know what I mean, I look at what I do and I say, bro, I don't really think too far into a lot of the bullshit that's going on. I kind of impulsively just want to embrace cool shit and just like do things that look fire, and like I just feel like people that can catch that vibe will understand me more, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think people don't look at it that way. I think people think I'm always like looking to find a way to like make myself look like something, or like da 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 da, or you know. I think, and I don't just speak for myself, I think I speak for like influencers when I say that, you know what I mean? I think because there's a lot of influencers in this field of work that I'm, you know, part of or whatever, that they get very misunderstood. And I think like if you met half the people that get shit on from like on the internet, if you met them in person, you just had a simple conversation with them, you know what I mean? And like we are, I'm pretty sure you'd catch the vibe that they're not fucking some type of monster. Right. They're not some type of asshole. They're not some type of like rude person or malicious person. You know what I mean? Yeah. But people don't really care. Like I think that's what makes people feel like they're a part of what's going on, is when they can get their negative voice really heard. Because a lot of people get their feelings hurt and they react faster to the negativity. Unfortunately, you know what I mean? And I think that's the reason why people kind of just say, I don't give a fuck, like I'm gonna just keep being rude, I'm gonna keep being a troll, I'm gonna keep doing this and that, because it does get more of a reaction than a person who's embracing you and is like, oh, I'm so proud of you, like you're doing so good. Like that's never gonna be the top comment on a video where somebody's like a really big creator.
Yeah, you'll smile at it, but you're not gonna reply to like all of them.
Yeah, and well, not even that. It's like the people that are gonna like those comments are gonna be like, it's gonna be low. That number's gonna be low, as opposed to somebody who's like, what the hell is on his head? What the hell is she wearing? Like, you know, like those kind of shits, like people blow that up, or they'll meme it and they'll put like the little sparkle emoji, and you know what I mean?
Like, it's a game to them. I think they just see you guys as like characters that they're like shitting on. I think people get this sense of like thinking like what you just said, like we're like some type of Looney Tune cartoon character that like we're like on their screen every day, so they get desensitized to our emotions, and like they're just like, I don't care what you got going on, you're this guy to me, so I'm gonna point this at you, and everyone else is gonna agree with me, and we're gonna make you feel like shit, buddy, and you're gonna embrace it, you're gonna take it, and you're gonna have to live with that, you know what I mean? Yeah,
that's what it's become, man. And I think my goal, my personal priority is to set the example that it's cool to not be cool, if that makes any sense. Like I just want people to know that you don't have to fucking fit in. You don't have to be the most flyest. You don't have to be the fittest. You don't have to be the smartest. You know, you don't have to be the most ignorant, because I know a lot of people embrace ignorance for some reason nowadays. You don't have to be the biggest troll. Like I know that in the social climate that we're in, it's like all of that shit seems like it makes you relevant. It seems like it makes you feel accepted. It seems like you are the coolest for it. But I promise you, and I can almost guarantee you, that all of it does not matter at the end of the day. You know, like like you're gonna live your life knowing that everything that you're doing at this very moment may or may not affect your future. So like, do things that are going to help you. Just be an all-around better person. Maximize the potential of who you are. And the best way to do that is to not try to fit in all the time. You know? Because if you try to fit in, you're going based off of the next person. You're going based off of your homies. Yeah. You're going based off of your mom and dad. You're going based off of your brothers and sisters. And that's not to say to disregard your parents and disregard your friends and them. No, don't disregard them. Don't like cut them out and say, no, I don't have to listen to you guys. You don't, but don't do that. You know what I mean? Like understand everyone else's point of views and their beliefs, but take a moment to step back for yourself and really just kind of like self-evaluation. Just look at yourself. Just be like, hey, like, Who am I? What do I like? What is it that I really like?
Mm-hmm.
What is it that makes me feel like me? Whatever that feeling is, and whatever you think makes you feel good about yourself, emphasize that.
Mm-hmm.
Work on that. Act on that. Don't fall into the trap. Don't fall into the game. Don't fall into the maze that has been designed.
I don't think people really take a moment to ever see other people's point of view. You know, like most people see something, and if they don't agree with it, they're like, you know what, I don't like that person.
There's people that do that. Of
right?
course,
And like no
absolutely.
one takes a moment to really try to understand, well, why are they doing that? Why do they think like that? Why do they do
Absolutely.
any of that?
Absolutely.
And I think that's what kind of drives a lot of this cancel culture, right?
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
People see you, and if they don't agree like with the dance you do, they're just like, oh, whatever, he's just like an asshole or
Mhm,
something.
mhm.
But they don't think like why you might be doing it. Maybe like you're helping someone. Maybe you're trying to do this. I don't know. But
No, of course, like there's people that are constantly trying to find ways, like I said earlier, to just make themselves feel known. I think there's two types of trolls
Mhm.
at this point. There's the unintentional trolls, the people who just kind of disregard your feelings and they're saying something ignorantly.
yeah,
And it just so happens to come across the wrong way. And then there's the people that know exactly what they're doing, and they know exactly what their goal is to do, and that's to try to shame you or to try to make you feel some type of way so you can give a reaction, so they can feel that they have some type of power over
Yeah.
you or more leverage over you.
Do you give them that reaction?
You know, I think the best way to handle negative energy in general, if you honestly want to react to it, is react to it logically. React to it with positive energy. I mean, react to it with something that you can, say you understand the person. You understand that you may not like me. I understand you may not like me. I understand you don't want to fuck with whatever I got going on. I understand it. I get it. I feel it. I'm not going to disregard your feelings because you're a human being.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to ask that you do the same for me.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way you handle it. I think you say, hey, man, I'm not going to come at you on any type of way or level and make you feel like a bad person, even though you're being very ignorant right now to me. But I would just like to ask for that same in return,
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't provide that, then I go ahead and say, all right, you have a wonderful life. God bless you. And I'm just going to keep going my way.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Do you get a lot of hate?
No, not really. I don't think so. I mean, even if I did, this is my thing is like I said earlier, like I like to like look at things from that person's perspective. I'm kind of different. Like I'll look at a person that's saying some shit that's ignorant and obviously not me. You know what I mean? And I'll be like, what did I do that made you think that I'm that type of person? What is it? And I'll step into their shoes and I'll try to see it from their point of view, and I'll be like, okay, I get where they're coming from. You know what I mean? Like I'll see certain, I'm like, okay, I see why this is, why they're saying what they're saying, etc. Boom, 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 boom. So then I'll propose positive energy to transmute it back, and I'll be like, hey, I see what you're feeling, bro, but let me explain myself. And I'm gonna give you a pretty decent explanation as to my point of view on who I am, so you understand at least. Not to try to convince you, because like I said, you're a human being, you have feelings, and your feelings are valid. But if after I give this explanation, you still don't want to see my point of view and you still want to attack me, then I understand that you're ultimately ignorant and you have a wonderful day. There's no reason for me to try to convince you. I'm not here to I'm not living here to prove myself to anyone,
Right.
And I don't think any individual should feel that way, influencer or not. You shouldn't have it in your mind that I'm here on this planet to prove myself to all these other people. No, prove to yourself who you can be. Prove yourself right. Prove yourself right to yourself. Just do things ultimately to help maximize your success for personal reasons. Be independent. Focus on yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, don't disregard the world around you is what I'm trying to say. Like I'm saying, like, don't be oblivious. Don't live in just your bubble. Of course, there's a balance is what I'm trying to say. It's like there's a balance. It's like you do not have to be the person who is involved in everyone else's shit, but at the same time, don't be the person that's just in your own little bubble. You know,
Yeah.
there's a fine line between that. It's like, what do I do that's going to help me right now and my future is what's going to help my future self, and whatever it is, let's work on it.
Yeah. Sounds like you're a very logical person.
Well, I try to be. My brain scatters. It's hard to put shit together sometimes, you know.
Really?
Like I spend a lot of my time really self-reflecting. Like I like to spend time on my phone. I like to spend time on my phone with headphones, not on my phone like looking at shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'll spend time on my phone listening to stuff, listening to motivational stuff, listening to things that can enlighten me, shit like that. Like, I don't know, I just find it a lot more enjoyable because it's beneficial, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you read any books?
Not as often as I should. I definitely could do a lot more reading, but I do listen to like podcasts. I do listen to this very, very dope individual named Eric Thomas, a very iconic, legendary motivational speaker, who goes by the name of Eric Thomas. He gave me a lot of mental seeds when I was younger. I used to watch a lot of his content when I was younger. And
How young?
I mean, like when I was like 13-ish.
Damn.
You know?
So you were like trying to
I've
improve
always
yourself since 13.
I've always been, yeah. I don't know why. I've just always had this passion to like be the best version of myself. I don't know. Like it sounds weird. I mean,
It sounds kind of cocky, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm the same way. Like
Yeah.
I want to constantly be, improving myself, and I want to constantly be learning. And,
yeah,
like, trying to just be a rational person.
absolutely. Absolutely. As you should, though, you know, like
Yeah.
as we all should. Like, I think there is no reason for us to only be as smart or as enlightened as the people around us and feel like that's the way it should be. I can't go any further because I don't want to seem like I'm cocky. I don't want to seem like I'm a person who believes he's bigger and more cool or like more better than other people. I don't know.
Yeah,
Shit like that.
no,
You know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
I really personally feel like every human being has the ability to
Improve.
and be an individual who thinks for themselves, but all the while still understanding other people's point of view and still being able to appreciate other people's beliefs and still be there when people may need help. Like I feel like that is a very possible way of living, and I think a lot of people just kind of they understand it, but they don't want to do it. They kind of know that they have the ability to better themselves, and they'd rather just be like, but for what? Like, what is it gonna?
They don't get it.
They don't get it. Yeah, it's
they
like, but
just
for
don't
what?
understand
Like,
why
what-
they're doing that.
Why is being nice and so good?
What's your goal? Do you want to be a better person? Do you want to be more educated? What's your main reason?
I really just want people to understand, like I said, that it's okay to not really be like the coolest. Like, I don't know, like you don't have to be so fucking, I don't know. I think
The most popular?
Yeah, you don't have to be the popular guy. You don't have to be that guy. You don't have to be the person who everyone praises all the time. You don't have to. You don't have to. You could still live in your own world and be at peace with yourself.
Yeah.
And just embrace life for what it is. And your story is your story. Your goal is your goal. I think a lot of people have this tendency to compare themselves and their stories with other people's, and that's when toxicity becomes a thing. I think that's just ultimately that's what drives the toxicity in humans altogether, is comparison. We'll look at other people that are doing things, and we say, damn, I wish I had that. Damn, I wish I could be in their shoes. Damn, I wish I was on what they're on. And it messes you up mentally and, you know, spiritually, because you spend most of your life now trying to find ways to be that way, when the ultimate goal is to be the best version of yourself. You know, and sometimes that path has nothing to do with these people, and most times, matter of fact, 99.9999999% of the time, it's that you the stuff that you're doing is going to reflect who you are. So focus on yourself.
Do it.
Yeah.
Were you ever popular?
No, I was a
No?
misfit. I was a fucking
Really?
misfit. Let me take this off actually.
Yeah.
My shoulders are hurting.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was a misfit. I was the kid that was pretty cordial with people, and I got along with people fairly well, but in time I just kind of found myself alone. And
Really?
yeah, like I didn't really fit in. I was just cool with people. I was like acquaintance, like, yo, what's up, man, how you doing, like da da da. Like I was never invited to parties. I was never the person that everybody wanted to, yo, hey, Ondreaz, bro, come to the kickback. Like, it was never that.
Really?
It was never that. It was more like me going to prom, winning prom for some reason. I don't know how I did, God honest. And then at the end of that, being like, I remember that prom. Let me just talk about this. I got a story,
you won
actually.
Prom king?
Yeah, like Prince, because it was junior year.
Yeah,
it was my junior year. And it almost felt like that shit was rigged or something, because like I really don't know how I won it. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, everybody at the time just was not like, I wasn't that cool guy. Like, I really was not, you know what I mean? So in school, I just wasn't altogether. I just wasn't like, people didn't fuck with me that much, you know what I mean? Like I said, it was never like, yo, Ondreaz has to come with, yo, like make sure he comes with. Like, it was never that. It was always like me kind of inserting myself and then being like, I guess, like, let's go. Like, oh, cool. Yeah, fuck it. Let's go. Like, there was never like, oh, my dog, you know, like I never felt that. So prom, I had no date. I had no group. I had none of that shit. I had none of it. As a matter of fact, my mom drove me to the dance. And everyone else was at their little, like, festivities.
Photos,
yeah, their little thing beforehand. Yeah.
Right.
And I just remember being like, I don't know why I'm going. I just feel like weird. Like, God, I just remember like, whoa, damn, I'm having a whole ass flashback right now. I remember showing up hella early, stupid early to the dance. Like, unnecessarily early, and like no one's there except for fucking like some of the like the teachers and the staff members are sitting there and shit in the fucking principal.
Why is this dude
they
here,
literally
bro?
were like that. They're like you're here early, like
Doesn't start till 8.
I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't have a group. And they're like, oh, okay. Like, they were asking me that, like, where's your group? I'm like, I don't have one. I'm not.
Okay.
And so I'm like walking around, you know what I'm saying, with my little sash, or what is that hell? What the hell is that?
The tux?
The little.
Oh, the thing that makes
Is that
you
a
won?
sash? Is
I
that
don't
the
know
word
what
that
it's
it's called? Yeah, I had a little sash on me, and it said like, prom candidate or some shit like that. I don't know what it was. Before you actually win, you have like just that little thing
Nominee.
on you, and nominee, that's what it is. And I'm walking around just like with this on, and I'm like, saying hi to like the teachers and shit. And the music's not even really playing yet, and then people started coming in, and I found myself actually trying to like, I was so insecure at the time, bro. I found myself literally just like lingering in like certain little areas just so it seemed like I was with the group, even though I wasn't with the
Just
group.
on the outside of.
yeah. I was sitting outside of these groups, and people were like chilling, and they were talking and having a good time, and I would be sitting there on the outside of that. And when they called everybody to the floor for the whole moment, they brought us, all the little nominees or whatever, to the back, and they were like, okay, and you link up with so and so, and I was linked up with somebody, and I start walking out, and they started announcing the people. And then when they announced my name, I just remember it kind of being like a dry ass like audience. Like, they're like, woo,
Damn,
not really like a dead quiet, but like one of those, like everyone else was like, that's my dog. Like, oh,
whistles.
the boy Ben, the boy da da, you know what I mean? Oh, fuck it up, bitch. Like, they're like, that's my bestie. Like, shit like that. And then it was me, and I came out, and they're just like, yeah, yeah. And I walked out with my partner, and I just remember feeling like, I don't know, I know I'm not winning this. I just literally said that to myself, like, no, I'm not winning this, so this is pointless. I'm just kind of like here now at this point. But I won, and it was the biggest, like, everyone was shook. Like, everyone was like, like, what the fuck? How
he won?
Yeah, like what?
Yeah,
like, I guess. And then I got my shit, I put it on, they gave me the little crown, and then everybody was kind of like, good shit, bro. Like, hey, just kind of like give me the soft little, good shit, bro. Like I said, I wasn't hated like necessarily, but people didn't fuck with me like that. I was just kind of like not relevant enough for them. You know what I mean? That was the kind of thing. And I think that after that, like I'm sitting around, and I start asking people, because I hear them all like, hey, the function, the after party, bro, like let's go, like we gonna fuck it up, like we got da, we're going to the hotel, like there's a hotel party, all this shit. And I'm like, Brett, like let me know, bro. And they're like, oh, I'm like, hey, where's the party at? They're like, yeah, I'll let you know.
Shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got you, I'll let you know. I'm like, all right, cool, hell yeah. I go to the next person. I'm like, hey, is there any parties you going to? This and that. They're like, I don't know what's going on, bro. I don't even know what they're talking. I don't know what's going on. Everybody's giving me that shit. And then it started to click, because when it ended, everyone was just mobbing it, bro. Like hopping in like fucking little party buses, hopping in shit, hopping in their whips. I didn't even have a car at the time, so I was just like,
Call your mom.
Yeah, called my mom.
Mm-hmm.
Called my mom, sat my ass down on a little bench.
Mm-hmm.
I took a little picture that's still on my Instagram, actually, of me winning. And it was like, you could just see in the background, like nobody's really there. Like I'm just sitting there with my little crown, my little...
You still have it up?
Yeah, it's still there.
Dude.
You could go look for it. I just have this little peachy smile. I'm like... But I sat down, and that was fucking prom, bro.
How'd
like,
you feel?
Horrible.
Yeah, I bet, dude.
Terrible.
Yeah.
My mom showed up, and on the way back home, like I was dead ass like crying. Like I got home, and my mom was like, it's okay, honey, like maybe they just didn't know, like maybe like you could have like asked them. I was like, nah, bro, like I'm fucking irrelevant. Like I was like beating myself up. And I got to my house, and I ran straight to my room. I fucking slammed my door, took my fucking... Well, I didn't slam it because I get my ass whooped. But I shut the door, gave it like a good little... I gave one of these...
And then slowed it down.
Clicked it, and then I fucking threw my shit off.
Uh-huh.
And I fucking laid in my bed. I put my fucking face on my pillow, and I was just screaming and crying. I was like, fuck. Like, I was just so depressed. I just felt like shit. Because I knew I would go on Snap or something, and I'd see everybody in their little party buses. And
was that a build-up? Like, had this been building up, or was it just like one moment?
No, this has been consistent. That's always been consistent. That's why I am who that's why I vouch for people who aren't, cool. Like I don't care about being the main character to you. You know what I mean? I don't care about being the main character to them. I'm my main character. You know what I mean? That's why I carry myself like this, because nobody uplifted me. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to learn to uplift myself, and that's why I think a lot of people look at me and they might say, "Oh, he's arrogant. He thinks he's this. He thinks he's that." Well, no. I don't think I'm all this and that. I know that I have potential. You know what I mean? And I respect myself in that sense. I'm not going to make myself feel inferior. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to make myself look like I'm a weakling to you just because I'm not as relevant or cool as the people you hang out with. Mm-hmm. I don't care about that shit. I don't care. Mm-hmm. To me, I'll stand alone. Let everybody hate me. Let everybody like me. I don't care, like or hate. It's all the same, bro. You guys all have opinions, and everyone's opinion is valid. Their opinions are valid. But if you think I'm going to spend most of my life looking for acceptance at this point, there's no reason.
You're over that.
I'm over that. I'm not for that. I'm not doing it for that.
When did that happen? Because like after this day.
Yeah, I mean after that I went senior year, and I was big loner vibes, bro.
Really?
Big loner vibes. I had my boy David, the person that was just in here.
You've known him since high school.
Yeah, that was that kid right there helped me through a lot of shit. He's definitely been there when I was like down and out, and
that's all you need too.
So as my brother. Yeah, so as my little brother. I'd come home from school a lot, especially my senior year, fucking destroyed every day. Every day I was sad.
Were you depressed?
Very depressed.
Wow.
Yeah, I was just mentally just not there, because I just never felt accepted. Never felt like people fucking, like I think everybody was too cooped up in their own little cliques. I think people were they felt like everything was justified. They were so glued to the idea that their homies were the world, Mm-hmm. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like on a big scale, outside of school, none of that shit mattered. And I knew that. Mm-hmm. But it pissed me off, because it's like I can't vibe with people. You know what I mean? I can't at least hang or kick it with people. And a lot of people, I started dancing, I started running the whole Lopez Brothers shit my junior year. And I was getting like a little bit of like you know, people like, oh, he's the dancer guy, he's cool, like da da. But senior year came around and they hated me. That's when I was really hated. That's when I wasn't just a misfit. I was like, well, I think it's exactly what I've been saying. Is like I looked at my potential. I used to speak highly of myself, and I think people interpreted that as me being confident or overly confident or cocky, arrogant, and just off of that, they would go, "The fuck?" Like
he thinks he's all
he's
that.
that. Like he thinks he's cool. He thinks he's the shit or something. Like the fuck, and they kind of give me that cold shoulder, you know, and it'd be awkward in groups because I knew they would all talk shit, but when I'd come around, they gave me that fake little, "Sup, dog." Yeah, kind of get this little vibe around them, and like,
yeah,
it was bad, bro. I didn't have to dress shit. I didn't have to tell them anything because I knew that they were on that wave. I just went and sat by my high school letters. You know, the little, when they have those little letters, sometimes they'll have like the symbol or the school's letters somewhere. Like I would sit there in our little courtyard. They had those, and in our courtyard, and I would sit there with my boy David. We'd just eat lunch next to the pigeons out in the courtyard. And everybody else would be just in their own little cliques, in their own little vibe.
Did you feel just isolated from everyone?
Absolutely.
Just terrible.
Absolutely, I did. I felt horrible. I felt like I was always looked at as either cocky, annoying, a mooch, a leech, because my parents didn't really have that type of money, so I didn't really get like lunch money and shit like that. So I used to ask people like, yo, can I get a bite? Like I was that kid, bro. Like I was like, yo, is it cool if I get a bite? Like on some shit. Now I can see where, like I said, I can see where they would get annoyed with that. I could see where, because, you know, they come with their shit prepared and they're like, bro, get your own shit. Like, but
you didn't come from like a wealthy family.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I actually come from a very almost borderline low class income family. And it was weird because, like, we managed to make it, you know. We managed to get through the years. But it was just so toxic and weird. And I say weird because it's like there was decent days and then a fat majority of just days where I felt like, fuck this. I don't want to even be in school. I want to be dancing. I want to be doing other shit. And my mind was always elsewhere. And I wouldn't even do my schoolwork, really. That's the truth. Like, I didn't do a lot of my shit. I wasn't A-B student. I was like sliding by type shit, C-D. And I think a lot of people at the time, I don't know if it's still like this anymore, but at the time it's like, yo, you got bad grades. Like, you're a failure in life. Like, I don't know.
It's still like that, dude.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, you're looked down on.
I think people still frown upon you if you have terrible grades or whatever. But I'm not saying get bad grades. I'm saying put in the work. And if you know that your work isn't... this is what I did. I gave as much effort as I could into schoolwork with the knowledge of other shit, you know, because like I wasn't in it. I didn't care for school. I didn't care for the academics. I didn't care for the type of shit that was going on. I was more focused on building a career with dancing and like doing shit like that. And like it took a lot away from my schoolwork. And because of that, I scraped by, you know. I didn't have the greatest grades. I wasn't doing the greatest. I wasn't the A-B student. I was like the C, maybe a B. I don't think I really had a D, but I was like, you know, mid-range, kind of like just getting there.
Yeah.
Nah, I lied. I had a couple D's.
You ever fail a class?
No.
Okay.
No, never failed a class. That's the one thing that I made sure of, is that I always wanted to pass on time. And I got my high school diploma. I wanted to graduate, so I graduated because my older brother did not graduate.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think he dropped out, but some shit went down. He didn't end up graduating.
How old is he?
How old is he now?
Yeah.
I think he's 25. He's turning 25 this year.
Oh, and how old are you?
I'm 23.
You're 23?
Yeah.
Okay. How old is Tony?
He just turned 21.
21. Oh,
Yeah,
so was he in high school with you?
Yeah, he was. My brother, Tony, he's a whole different story, man. Like he's fucking... God, there's so much great shit I could talk about that kid, because he's had it bad too. Like, I had to like look out for that kid, man.
While you were struggling too.
Yeah, because we came from a toxic ass family. Not like it was just toxic shit.
Why?
I mean, there's a lot of shit that would, like, through the parents, you know what I'm saying, kind of shit would go down.
So like your parents fought?
Of course.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like, you know, it was like arguments, you know. a
Well,
lot
like
of,
the bad ones.
Yeah, kind of like arguments, you know, like the yelling. kind of
Real
shit.
ones.
Yeah. Not like
Right.
a little scuffle like, I'm not talking to you tonight, Brenda. I'm going to my room. Like, no, it was like,
Real
fuck
stuff.
you,
Yeah.
like, you did blah, 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 blah. And you hear stuff like
Damn.
hitting the wall and da-da-da. So I had to make sure I had my bro, because my older bro was already on some other shit. And then, I mean, he got his life together, but we've always had to have each other. All three of us did, actually. My older brother, me, and my younger brother, we've been through some shit, man. And I've always had to, like, we've always had to bind together. All we knew was each other. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Through everything.
Yeah.
And my older brother found his way because he has a kid now and he's doing things. He has a home, and I'm so proud of him. And he did all that. You know what I mean? He went through all this shit, and he's fucking doing great.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? His son's going to school. He's doing great, like grand. My older brother does inspire me for like the way that he's just come from what we've come from and like found a way to at
He got
least
through
get
it.
it together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though the odds were fucking stacked against him, literally, like all the way stacked against him, and had him looking like the fuck up of the family.
Really.
And he pulled it off. He ended up getting, like I said, all this shit together, and he's about to get married here pretty soon. I think in October. I could be wrong, but I'm so excited for that wedding.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking cry my eyes out because
That must be huge, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
But high school fucking sucked for me. It was not a grand experience. There was moments, I would be lying to you if I said that every day was hell, because there was certain moments, like I said, talent shows. I used to perform at the school assemblies and shit like that.
really? Like,
And I think ultimately that's what made a lot of people kind of like hate me in the long run.
Performed?
Yeah,
Why?
because I think afterwards it was kind of like, at first it was like, oh, the Lopez brothers, they be dancing and shit, and then once everyone likes somebody or some people, everyone else starts to try to be the cool person who's
Like, I
different.
don't
They're
like
like, I don't
them.
like them like that. They seem like they're too much. Like,
yeah.
like, and then everybody just started shitting on us. At some point, it just became a trend.
Were you
not
on
like
social media by?
I was. We had a YouTube channel, and we had posted on Instagram and stuff like that, but it was never popping off. Like, it was
Wasn't
always just like,
huge.
yeah. No, but we've always, like I said, I've always just had bigger plans and bigger dreams to like do stuff within, social media, or even like doing stuff in general in the media. But that was like, at that time, that was when I was planting the seeds. You know what I mean? So I wasn't popping like that, but I definitely was like working on it and trying to get shit going.
Mhm.
So people would look at us and they'd see the efforts and they'd be like, oh, let me know. Hey, I'm gonna say I remember you guys when you popped off. Like, we had,
That type of
some,
stuff.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
hey, I'm gonna
It
be
was
like,
getting there.
yeah.
Right.
Like, hey, remember me when you pop off, like that type of shit. But like, ultimately, it was a lot of like, leave Ondreaz out. Fuck that kid. Why? Like, nah, because he's a mooch.
Really?
He thinks he's like a leech, but he thinks he's cool.
Dude, I had like the
annoying.
complete.
And then it just got to the point where people were just not fucking with me like that. And I knew it. I felt it. I just felt the vibes. Like, there was no need for me. Like I said, there's no need for me to talk about it or bring it up to them and be like, hey, why do you guys? There's no need, because it was so like irrelevant to me at that point. I was like, man, fuck all this shit. I'm focused on getting out of this. You know what I mean? Getting out of school.
Yeah.
And doing my own shit at this point. And everybody else is like so consumed by their cliques and so consumed by the materialistic shit that goes on with each other. And like, so-and-so is talking to so-and-so. Hey, these people were talking shit. They're going to scrap
never wanted
after
to get
school.
involved
Like,
in that.
nah, none of it.
No.
None of it. I thought of all of it as irrelevancy. Like, it was irrelevant to me. Like, it's always like, it's not me.
Yeah.
I don't represent that vibe. You know what I mean?
And it's just high school. Like, why are
Point
you
blank
involved
period.
in it?
Yeah. Like, why are you so indulged into the drama? Like, at some point, it's not even about, like, because you'll think, oh, these are the bad kids, and the bad kids are the ones that are like, come to school and they look so gangster and they're like thugs, and like, these are the fuck ups. You got to stay away from them. No. Don't get it twisted. Sometimes the bad kids are in Stuco. Sometimes the fucking bullies are on the volleyball team. Sometimes the bullies are your whatever, you know what I mean? The people that are doing shit and are very involved.
Yeah.
Sometimes most of the time, actually, they're the bullies. People don't want to look at it that way because they're in a position that looks like, hey, we represent the school and we're like rah rah rah.
Yeah.
But outside of that, they're the ones that are like, you can't sit with us. You know what I mean? Like, they kind of give you that
from the
vibe.
outside.
Yeah.
You see how they act. With
Yeah,
everyone.
absolutely.
You see what they do.
Absolutely. And that's what, like, it's a gift and a curse that I've been through what I've been through, because it allowed me to see that for what it is, instead of falling into the trap, falling into the maze, like I'm saying.
Peaking in high school. You know?
Yeah, that kind of vibe, you know what I mean? And it's not to say, like I said, not all. It's never all type of people that do bad. It's always most or some, because there is no such thing as everything being one thing. Does that make sense? So, like, that's why I said most of the people that are bullies are like in volleyball or like Stuco or some shit like that. I didn't say all, because you can't take some bad apples and say all of the tree is bad. You know?
Yeah.
Some of these apples on the tree are bad though. Most of these apples on the tree are bad. You know what I mean? There's a difference, but you never want to say all if it's not all. And that's another thing with toxicity and cancel culture and shit like that I kind of feel like is very important. There's moments where people will generalize one thing and they stamp everybody as that one thing because there's a couple bad apples. Example. So and so are problematic. Always in some bullshit, you know. So and so is always like a da 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 da.
Yeah.
We don't fuck with da 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 da. And then they go, well then fuck all of them. You know what I mean? Like every single one of these people that are involved in da 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 are
they're all the same
as bad.
thing.
They're all the same thing.
person.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Fuck it. He's a piece of shit too. He's a part of that shit. Oh, he's a piece of shit too. That's what they'll do. Instead of going and taking that ignorance and leaving it out of their brain and going, fuck it, I'm gonna look into this for what it is and find out what's going on. They'll never do that.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because it's not important or relevant enough to them. As much as they will try to make it seem like it is, it's not. And I'm talking about like trolls or people that try to like cancel and shit like that. Like, it's always going to be a thing where they only want it to be, you're fucking this or you're fucking that.
They don't give you any.
They don't give you no chance. Yeah, no,
prove yourself.
no middle area, no understanding ground, no none of that. It's fuck that. I don't care. Anyways, what you guys want from McDonald's? Some shit like that, you know, like.
Right.
Or they'll be like, he's Sparkle, a word, Sparkle. You know, like they stamp you. They literally. It's so like people are so invested in this cancel culture shit. Like they found a way to almost give it a funny connotation. They found a way to make the ignorance,
their toxicity, like
the toxicity
funny
as fun as a game.
Casual,
They found a way to try to like mutilate it into something that makes people, yeah, that shit was funny.
Yeah,
I guess he is that then, because everybody's laughing. Hey, we don't like this person. You got to be on that same wave. Okay, I don't even know the person, but I guess so. Yeah, fuck him.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they don't do their research. They don't care about doing their part. It's about, oh, we don't like this person. You want to be cool? You don't like this person either, all right? All right, I don't like him then. I don't like him. Yeah, fuck him. No research, no reason to try to look into it. Fuck
just
all
one
that.
side of the story.
One side. Keep it just one thing. I don't want to look into the.
It takes one person too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you could easily like accuse someone of something, and one person will believe it. Everybody else that hates them already will like ride the same wave, and they try to just. They want to believe it's true. They want to believe everything bad about someone is true.
Absolutely. Even though, in some sense, all of us are bad. All of us have bad moments.
We've done bad things.
We've done bad things. We're not bad. My bad. I'll correct myself because I'm not perfect and I fucked up by saying that. We're not bad. But we have made bad decisions. Like I said, throw all the dirt. If you put yourself in our position, I promise you, you'd be just as canceled. I promise you'd have some shit that you didn't even think that you did. And they'd find a way to make you feel bad for doing it, even though you did it unintentionally. With no intent of being malicious, and then it just became this fucking bad thing. You're a terrible person, motherfucker. Like, go die, go rot. You're a horrible person now. We don't care. And you didn't think anything of the shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's like with saying certain things. You know what I mean? Or like acting out back when you were younger and like not thinking about what's going on. You know what I mean? Or how it would affect you in the future. That's why I say, make decisions that are gonna better yourself right now. Make the decisions that are going to help you right now, because I promise you those little impulsive decisions that you make that you think will just die off, they'll find their way back to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Clean up your act now, so that way you can protect your future
Did you do
self.
stuff back then that like
Did
haunts you now?
I've had like a couple things. You know what I mean? I'd rather not like speak too much on any of the shit, just because like it's one of those things, bro. Like people like they'll find it, they emphasize the bullshit, and they want you to look like a bad person again. You know what I mean? It's like, nah, bro. Like I'm living my life. I'm doing better. You know what I mean? I'm an improved human being. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm a person who's looking to help others, not hurt others. My intentions stand true to being good. I'm for helping, not hurting. You know what I'm saying? And I've always been that way. I've never had that mindset where I've wanted to hurt anybody or be malicious towards anybody.
Yeah.
And I speak for myself. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's one of those things though, bro. Like people don't want to believe that you can better yourself. They don't.
What do you think people think of you?
I think
What do people see you as?
I think a vast majority of people look at me as Tony's brother, and I guess now at the moment it's the unproblematic brother. It's the loving, oh, we love. But like months before that, you know, people were just looking at me as Tony's brother. Do you get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I was irrelevant still.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
You get what I'm saying?
Does that get to you? That even now, like people call you irrelevant, which was like,
Yeah, it's like it's the vibe that like people give me. I've learned to not take it as, I don't take it to heart. I take it with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? I go, I bet I'm gonna just keep doing my thing, focus on me, and keep pushing. You know what I mean? Because it's my story. You know what I mean? This is my story. This is the way I'm looking at shit. So I'll let everybody go ahead and say what they gotta say and have their beliefs because they're allowed to. But I know
Right.
me. I know me.
Does
and
it
people
bother
that know
you
me
that
know
people
me.
call you as Tony's brother?
Absolutely not. I think of it as, you know, I look at the whole situation itself of the Lopez brothers brand, and like, hey, one of us is popping off, one of us is doing pretty damn great. You know what I mean?
So we're both doing good.
So we're both doing good. You know what I mean? That's how I look at that situation. As long as the name is going, you know what I mean? As long as one of us is stacking on it, then we're going. It's never like, nah, he's
It's not a competition.
never. That's my brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll die for my brother. Like actually, like I don't. He is a human being with feelings, and he is a person who is just as human as everybody else. And I think he may get memed, he may get thrown dirt at him and shit like that, but he's fucking human, and he has worked to be a better person, and he has worked to be on his shit. Nobody wants to look at that though. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to look at that, especially for me, Tony, hype house people, like anybody that's a creator altogether. They want to look at us and be like, you guys are a bunch of spoiled, rotten fuckers who live in a house and do all this crazy shit. But a vast majority of us come from some bullshit, man. And like I've learned that from being around everybody. And like I could see, like I said, hey, I can see why you would say what you're saying. I'm not gonna disregard your feelings, but I promise you, if you were on the other side of the fence with us and you seen how we live and how people are, you know, what they went through, it would change a lot about your perspective, bro. It really would. It would help you to see that, like, bro, nobody in this field of work is nearly as scary as they get painted. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or as terrible as they get painted.
Why do you think people, like especially influencers specifically, why don't they speak on it? Like why don't they, you know, do stuff like this where you really just go, you speak your heart out, you show who you are?
I love that you say that.
Yeah.
Because that's the same question I have. Because I'll tell you this much. Anybody that supports me or watches my shit knows that I get on like every once in a while and I'll talk to them just like I am right now. This is what I'm saying. If this get, you know, whatever this goes, if my supporters see it, they'll know that they would say for a fact, they know that this isn't new. Like I'm always been, you know, trying to enlighten my influencers or future influencers or enlighten my future workers or my future people who are going to kill it in life. You know what I mean? Like they're all these inspired by me individuals who are ready to go because I keep putting it in their head that, hey, I don't care what your situation is. I don't care what your circumstances are right now. Don't excuse yourself from greatness. Accept it. Accept greatness. Look for the potential. Plant some seeds. Don't fall into the temptation of doing something that's going to satisfy you temporarily.
Mm-hmm.
Do the hard work. Get the hard work out of the way now because it will be way more satisfying later in life when you realize that all that hard work you put in got you to a better place. Self-discipline.
Yeah.
Focus on yourself. And actions speak louder than fucking words. Actions speak louder than words. So it's like, you can have all the keys. You can talk about how great everything is. You know what I mean? You can say like, oh, I know that I can do this. I know that I can do that. But until you do it, it's just as
Doesn't mean
bad
anything,
as a
yeah.
person who doesn't know at all and isn't
Mhm.
trying it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I just try to keep instilling that in my followers and my supporters' heads and hearts, so they know that they have potential. You know what I mean? That they
Yeah.
can do this shit. Even if it's not just this, like being an influencer,
Do
you know,
whatever they wanna
musician,
do.
whatever the fuck they want to do.
Yeah,
bro.
you
Like,
speak to those people, the outcast that is out there, you know,
Absolutely.
looking up to you.
Absolutely. And at the end of the day, if you still can't look at the people who are willing to open their hearts up, be vulnerable, and willing to try to help, and then you still, if you can't accept those type of people after those efforts, and still, even after knowing these things, and still be like, nah, fuck you anyways,
Mm-hmm. He's irrelevant.
maybe that's something you have as an issue personally. You know what I mean? Maybe you should look in the mirror and really understand what type of vibe you have, you know, and like, it's a personal thing at that point. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's not even a...
Why are you so hateful? You
Yeah,
know?
like,
why?
yeah,
What do you have in you?
Yeah, what's going on, bro? Like,
Yeah.
do you need, you know what I mean? Like, genuinely, do you need somebody to talk to? Do you need somebody like that's going to help you? You know what I mean? Like, because it's important. Like, a lot of people that are toxic, they have some shit. They have some shit that's happened to them. They have some shit that's going on with them currently, or
They wanna
something.
take it
and
out on someone.
they want to take it out on somebody.
Did you ever do that?
No.
No. You
No.
just took it upon yourself.
I think that's what makes my story a lot different. And it's kind of, wow, I never really thought of that, but it's true though. I've always taken my fucking anger and like all that. I beat myself up, bro. I put all that shit on myself.
Really?
Yeah, like whatever frustration I get or aggression I have, but I've learned to beat myself up with effort. Does that make sense? So it's like, fuck, I'm so mad. I'm gonna train hard as fuck today. Oh gosh, like fucking
not
pissed
good
off.
enough.
Like,
I'm
I don't feel great.
gotta do
I'm
better.
gonna go bust my ass right now.
Yeah.
Like fuck, these people don't believe in me. Whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and start writing some shit for myself.
Is that
and,
like that inner anger that fuels you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can be for sure.
Yeah.
It can be, most definitely. That's what I'm saying. Is like, that's what I utilize that toxic energy as. And so even to this day, when people kind of like throw shit at me, you know what I mean, and make me look like something I'm not, or try to make me feel like a piece of shit, etc. Whenever that happens, I take it with a grain of salt. I say, all right, I'm going to keep busting my ass to become even better and better and better, because at the end of the day, I know my heart, and at the end of my life, y'all will know my heart too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's how I kind of see things. I think when you put like in the situation, like for example, if you don't feel like someone's speaking to you about something and you don't know anything, you feel uneducated. I think you feel kind of this anger towards yourself that like, this is
Absolutely.
unacceptable, you know, like I got to do better. I got to go educate myself. I can't be like falling behind these people because I'm just so stuck not knowing what's happening. And like, that's the way I approach this. Like, if I feel like I'm not good enough at something, I'll go out and I'll try to be like the absolute best at it. So
Yeah.
like, no matter where I am, I never feel like I'm incompetent in some way, you know?
Actually, iconic of you. I love that.
Yeah, that's why I see a lot of myself in you, because you're that same way. Like, you know, I don't come from like the most privileged family either. Like, my family struggles. And like when I was 13, your age, like my family was struggling, and I had like this anger inside me because I couldn't do anything. So I was like, I can't handle this. I took that anger and I just poured it into finding a way to make money. And
As
like I
you
made a
should.
company like that just sell clothing, and it made like 100,000 in revenue. And like I used that to just help my family because I was just so angry at it. I felt so stupid. And I was like, I'm gonna do something about it. And like that's what you're doing. You're doing exactly that.
And keep doing that. Like, seriously,
Yeah.
like, keep doing that. Keep doing
Yeah.
that. Keep that mindset. Keep that mindset and let it drive you to keep growing, because I promise you, that's what really makes you who you are. is that drive. A lot of people can't find it within themselves to be as consistent. Whatever you practice, you get good at. So if you practice procrastination, guess what? You're going to be a professional procrastinator.
Yeah. And the more you overthink, you'll get great at overthinking everything.
Absolutely. Anything you practice, you'll get good at. And I think a lot of people practice being lazy, or practice making excuses for themselves, or practice finding ways to judge other people to make themselves feel better about themselves. And I think they get good at it. Yeah. And I think that's what's going on a lot more nowadays, is people are just very good, ignorant people, if that makes sense. Like they're professional. They're professional trolls out there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They know
like
how to do it.
They're so on their P's and Q's because they've been having such a, built up
anger with themselves.
Maybe just shitty situations in general. It's just been hitting them so bad, and they've just been rubbed wrong for so long that they've gotten good at making it, or temporarily fixing it, by doing these malicious things where they attack people and try to make other people feel bad, or try to make other people seem like they're something they're not, shit like that. So
yeah, people are hurt.
People are hurt out here, bro. Really hurt. And that's my goal, is as an individual, is to look, when you see me talking highly of myself, don't look at me as cocky. Look at me and get inspired. Look at me and say, I want to be like that. Look at me and think that there's a possibility for you to get in the same, if not bigger, position, and allow yourself to be like, look, I know a lot of times I can be off. I can be down. But there's still some potential. There's always going to be potential in you. As long as you're breathing, as long as you are alive, you will have potential within yourself. You will have potential. There's people who have missing ligaments and do amazing things. There's people who have disabilities in general and do amazing things. There's people who are hurt and still find ways to find love and happiness within themselves. Use that as inspiration. Admire those people. Admire the will, the drive, the consistency, and instill that in your heart instead of the other stuff, instead of the malicious way of going about it. Instead of beating yourself up and thinking, I can't. Oh, it's too much. It's too complicated for my brain. I can't. Oh, it sounds like it's too much. It sounds like it's too much because you don't want to accept it. You're fighting it. You're not allowing it to touch you. Don't deny the good vibes. Don't deny the happiness. Don't deny something that makes you feel happy, especially just because people are making that source look like a bad source to get happiness from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's people who will, I guess, devalue. Say, for example, we don't fuck with Aquafina. Why not? I don't know. Their packaging looks weird. We like, what is this? We like Pure Life better. Well, let's all fuck with Pure Life. And then you got people just banging this shit out like, oh, fuck Aquafina, it sucks.
No reason.
You know what I mean? And then it becomes a thing where everybody's rocking with Pure Life, and essentially it's the same thing. It's still going to get you the same source of, you're getting the same thing from it. It's hydration. Yeah. Treat motivation that same way. Just because I'm giving motivational talks and people may look at me as some fuckboy TikToker who, whatever they say, grabs his junk online and shit like that. By the way, roll through my page right now and just see all the different shit that I put out besides grabbing my junk. Come on now. You know what I mean? Like, don't be so ignorant. Like, really look into shit, And just because I'm giving motivation, don't say, no, I'm not going to listen to it. Who is he to talk? Like, bro, motivation is motivation. I'm giving you keys. I'm helping you. I'm trying to enlighten you. Embrace that. Realize it now. You know what I'm saying? Before it's too late. Like I said, this will hydrate you just as much as that one will. Both are going to hydrate you. So why are you picking and choosing which one's more valuable?
Same knowledge.
Yeah. I think there's a level of respect that everyone should have for each other. Personally, I just feel like there's a level of respect. Like, certain things are just like, yo, I understand your point of view. As simple as that. Like you gotta at least be on that wave. It's like, hey, I understand your point of view.
You know, you might not like them too, but if there's something they say and you agree with it, you could say you agree with it.
There it is. Simple as that. Simple as that. You don't have to, even though you low key deep down side you agree with it, and everyone hates that person, you can't agree with it. Everyone hates this person. Don't agree with that. You know?
Yeah.
Why? Because then you'll be looked like the asshole too, and then like you get scared and you don't want to. No, if you see somebody's point of view and you know what's right from wrong, like, and you see a person that says something or did something that was right and it felt good and it was actually not malicious and it was helpful, not hurtful, agree with it, embrace it,
take it. Yeah.
There's people in this world who don't know any better and make ignorant mistakes, but they mean well and they have a good heart. And to those people, you have to at least allow them to make up for their ignorance. And then there's people who are well informed on what is ignorance and what is maliciousness and what is something that's inflicting pain, and they'll act on that. And that's the difference. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even those people, look at them from an unbiased standpoint and say, what got you to be this type of person? What did you go through that made you act such a way? Really, actually, you know, because we all go through shit and everybody handles their shit differently. And that's what it is. It's just, that's how humans are. But I think if you can help somebody and enlighten them so that way they can see a different way of going about their shit, then why not?
Right. Yeah. Dude, I mean, you were speaking about habits, right?
Absolutely.
We're speaking about habits and the power of habits. And I think a big problem we have right now, especially in the influencer world, is that people put out the message that, you know, being self-deprecating is like fun. It's like funny. It's relatable. It's humorous. And then I think that reflects badly on their followers because they copy that and they keep like being self-deprecating about themselves and they think it's funny, but then they start to believe it.
Absolutely.
You know, they start to believe that, and before they know it, they're like stuck in this cycle. They're like, oh shoot, now it's not even just a joke. Like I actually believe that.
You said it right, just like we were talking about. It's habits. It's what you practice, you will get good at. And subconsciously, if you're indulging into the ignorance, you are becoming just as ignorant. Yeah. If you keep watching videos of people doing rude stuff or being just malicious in general, you're more than likely going to have that intent at some point because you got good at getting that information in yourself. You know, subconsciously it'll start to build, and then eventually you're acting on it, and that becomes conscious thoughts, and you're actively acting in that way. But I just want to let everyone know, no matter what bullshit you come with, no matter what baggage you have, no matter what shit you've done, you have the ability to redeem yourself as long as you are living on earth, as long as you are alive. And I think even though people aren't willing to have that discussion, even though people aren't willing to understand or see that right now, hell, why not speak it right now? So that way in the future people will see this and understand, damn, that's true. We're a long ways from perfection. We're far from perfect. We are very imperfect individuals. Every single person on earth is. But that does not mean that we have to go, oh, well, I'm imperfect. I'm going to keep being, you know, imperfect and not try to be the best version of myself. Like you're saying, self-deprecation. Like, I'm going to put myself, I don't care about myself. Ha, ha, ha. Like, meme it, joke on it.
Yeah.
You become that. And it actually becomes a thing where you're consistently like that. And it's like, it's going to hurt you in the long run.
It's so hard to get out of.
It will be a lot harder to get out of. And with that, I think it's like, bro, make yourself or break yourself. It's make or break when it comes to yourself. You know, it really is. It's how you decide to look at the piece of paper. It's perspective. It's like, is this piece of paper that's just sitting here a blank piece of paper, or is it a canvas? that I can draw on, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Change your perspective a little bit. Add a little bit of optimism to your mindset. And I promise you, it goes a long ways. When I first wake up in the morning, I always make my bed. And it's habitually made me get my day started. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it triggers
As
it.
soon as I wake up, make my bed.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I'm too tired, even if I want to stay on TikTok a little bit longer, even though I want to like go through Twitter, or even if I want to, I'm like, nah, fuck that. Lock my phone, fight it, get up, fix the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm up.
You gotta
All right,
get started.
I gotta get shit done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Habitually, habits. What you practice, you get good at. So practice things that are gonna help you in the long run. Don't self-deprecate. Don't indulge into that shit. Don't just go with the waves of what everyone is saying because you don't want to feel like you're not cool. Don't fall into the trap that people have ultimately designed, which is to make us all compare each other. Everything is all live in comparison now. It's like, this is better than this is worse than this. Like, fuck all of that. It's all opinionated. It's how one individual feels. Why would you try to make somebody else devalued off of an opinion? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why would you try to make them feel so bad about themselves just because of the way you feel?
Yeah.
Use your opinions into what you do, into what you do for yourself, really. So you can focus on the shit that you can do for yourself and decide, hey, this is what I like to do. This is what I don't like to do. This sucks to me, but I like this to me, and just keep that for yourself. Like, sometimes it's like that. You should keep that on your own little wave. I'm not, like I said, no one, and I'm not in no way, shape, or form perfect. That's why, like, even for me, like, I say, bro, you have the chance to fix shit. You have the chance to redeem yourself. That's why I say that. Is because I make mistakes. You've probably made mistakes in your lifetime. Every individual in here has probably made some mistakes in their lifetime.
Yeah. How do you feel about forgiveness?
I believe my Lord and Savior forgives me. And at the end of the day, that's what matters. That's what matters. Point blank, period. I don't need anybody else's approval.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need anybody else's anything. When it comes to your guys' opinions, embrace those for yourselves. But just know, I'm not going to tie my life into other people's opinions.
Mm-hmm.
I can't, I mentally would fucking drain if I did that. If I allowed it, because there's so much push and pull in the position I'm in. There's so many, I love you, and then there's so many, fuck him, If I was just basing myself off of that all the time, imagine how deranged my brain would be by now.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be fucking psychotic. I would be like, I don't know if I'm good or bad. I don't know. One day I feel great, but now I feel like shit because somebody, like, don't live your life based off of the people around you's opinions, bro. Simple as that. Like, it's simple, but it's hard. Do you get what I'm saying? It's a simple thing. It's a simple concept, but it's a hard task.
Like us.
Yeah, we want to feel accepted.
So it's hard.
We want to feel accepted.
I think you're better at it because, like, you've known what it's like to not feel accepted, and, like, you've lived that.
Yeah, essentially it's practicing that. I practiced that a long time. Since I was in school, I practiced the idea of people kind of just, like, giving me some weird ass vibes, like some shit, so I kind of just got good at, like, reading shit and then being like, I'm gonna do my own thing, and then kind of just understanding, like, bro, at the end of the day, opinions, everyone has them. Everyone has an opinion.
Can't do anything about it.
Can't do anything about it, bro. You gotta live your life. You gotta fucking go. You gotta do what you gotta do before your time is up. I think everybody is worthy, is something. Everybody is something. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
We all have potential.
We all have potential. Shit.
We all have potential.
Yeah.
Dude, you never went to college.
I did go to college for,
did you?
Like a quarter. Not even like a semester.
Oh. Which one?
I went to UNLV.
Is that in Vegas?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I went to UNLV for a little bit, and then can I just say I love this right now?
Really?
I know it's so random, but I've been wanting to talk on a camera. I might even start my own podcast.
Dude, no, like, I was thinking, like, this is a good
feels
conversation.
really good.
You're a natural at it too.
Really therapeutic. Wow. Thank you for this.
Dude,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
I went to UNLV for like a quarter, almost like a little bit over a quarter, but I dropped out. And it was hell.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, my parents thought highly of me. A lot of people thought highly of me because I was going to college. And you have that subconscious thought that you don't want to... I didn't want to let them down. Didn't want to let them, like, think of me as the fuck up. because keep in mind, my older brother at the time was fucking up. I think it's fair enough to say. And it was just one of those things. Like, it was like, yo, don't let them down. Like, you've always been the football player, the dancer, trying to hang in there. You've been the guy that's like, and in my parents' point of view, that's what I was like. I was that kid, you know what I mean? Like, I was on my shit and
involved.
Yeah. And I think they weren't too far off with that idea, but I definitely wasn't seeing myself as what they probably seen me as. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't gonna be no damn lawyer. I'm not gonna be no like on that shit. I just wasn't personally. That wasn't my wave. You know what I'm saying? And that's not to discredit people who do want to do that. I think it takes a lot of fucking balls and a lot of courage and determination to actually go to college. You have to be a warrior. You know what I mean? But it's possible. But it takes badasses, bro. Like, it takes people who are willing. You know what I mean? Just as much as anything else in this life, you have to consistently want this shit in order for you to get that, diploma or degree, or, you know what I mean? Like, there's a certain drive that you have to have, and you have to really want it. It's make or break in college for sure too. Like, it's like, it'll tell you your character, because it ain't like your parents are telling you when to go to school, and it ain't like no teacher's telling you shit either. Like, you have to go on your own time. Mm-hmm. It's like, hey, this is your format. Figure this shit out. Mm-hmm. So it's really make or break there. And I folded. I was like, I ain't doing this shit. Like, nope. I spent most of my time in the damn gym and inside of like a little dance studio that we had inside the little recreational center at that campus, and that was like most of my stuff. I was already fucking missing classes and ditching classes and shit, and I was like, what am I doing? I'm gonna look like a dumbass if I keep doing this. I'm going to go ahead and, because at the time I had saved up some money because I was working as a lifeguard. I used to work as a lifeguard, and I worked as a Zumba instructor at a recreational center. And I saved up enough money to pay the rest of my tuition. Yeah. And I just like dropped out. I just canceled all my classes and shit. And I was like, I'm not going to school. My parents looked at me, and bro, when I tell you it was hell. Oh my God, they were so disappointed. They were like, are you fucking serious? Like, if that's the case, you better fucking figure something out now. If you're going to do something else, you need to figure it out now. And I didn't. Oh God, I did not figure it out at all. It took a while. It's like I said, I had a lot of shit, man. A lot of shit. I like the past, especially like even in 2018, 2017, 2016, those were tough years for me. Just because like figuring myself out.
Didn't know where you were going.
Didn't know where I was going. Didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I knew what I wanted. Yeah. I knew what I wanted to get to. I just didn't know how to start. I didn't know where to go.
Scary.
I didn't know what to, and it just fucking was hard, bro, because I was just trying hella shit, just trying different things, like joining a dance team, or like competing, or like fucking booking jobs and getting a dance agent or some shit like that. And like all these things were just not fulfilling shit, and I just became depressed because I was like, bro, I know my worth is way more than what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's not me to like discredit those. Like I said, I'm not discrediting any individuals who do those things, but I'm saying for me personally, as I, seen what I wanted to do, it's just those weren't it for me. Like, these things weren't it for me, you know what I mean, per se. And like I said, like, there's people that are badass, like booked and busy ass dancers. There's people who are fucking killer ass choreographer, competitional dancers. Like, I couldn't even hang, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're badasses, you know what I'm saying? But I was just like, for me personally, I was like, bro, this ain't fulfilling it. Like, this isn't the one for me, this isn't the thing, this isn't the niche. And if I'm being God honest with you, man, I honestly even thought the same thing like just recently about TikTok, bro.
Really?
Yeah. I'm already like, I don't know, man. I love the app. I'm going ham. I'm doing my thing and shit like that. But just, I feel like I can fulfill a lot more out of my journey doing other shit. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm indulging in music, and that's why I'm indulging in other stuff.
You want to do bigger things.
And I wouldn't even say it's bigger things, because TikTok is essentially the biggest fucking thing right now. You know what I mean? It's just like me finally realizing, like, hey, as I should and as everyone else should, I'm trying to figure out what's tailor-made for me. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't care. Like I've gotten to the point where even if it's glitz, glam, and gold, and it's like all this great shit that's promised to you, I'll still be like, I don't know, bro. I don't know if I want that. I'd rather go a little bit less. You know what I'm saying? And just go with that, because like there's certain things that I personally just want to gain. You know, like with my life and my journey.
Something fulfilling.
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, and I feel like dance has carried a lot of it. I feel like dance has brought me to a lot of things and has helped me get to it helped me attain a lot of my goals. But I'm not even gonna just say it. I'm just gonna do it like I always have, and I'm gonna make shit happen.
We'll see when it's there.
Yeah, I'm gonna make shit happen with music. I'm gonna make shit happen with maybe even directing things and writing a novel or something, or maybe even having a podcast or some shit like that, right? Like,
is that why you left the Hype House?
Oh, so yeah, well, like we didn't per se like leave because of anything in general. It's just the idea that when we moved out here, it was literally like, hey, we're gonna be staying with the Hype House. We became part of the brand.
That's when you guys moved here?
Yeah. Like earlier this year, we're gonna be a part of the Hype House, be a part of the brand, etc. But the goal was always to get our own crib. The goal was always to like do our shit. You know what I mean? So like now it's just the time we're like, all right, we're ready. You know what I mean? Like we're ready to get our shit going. You know what I mean? I'm ready to get on my shit and get to a different point in my life. So I just we had the discussion. We're like, hey man, we're gonna rock out. We're gonna do our thing and fucking focus on ourselves and etc. And yeah, we're looking for a crib. We're in the works of getting our own place and shit like that.
Both you and Tony.
Yeah. And like my team, I have like my boy David and a couple of shit like that. Like just kind of like working on building my brand. You know what I mean? Ondreaz's brand, not even the Lopez brothers brand, but Ondreaz's brand. And I think that's most important to me at this point, is like kind of separating myself from everything, but not like cutting it off, because like I wouldn't say I'm cutting even off the Lopez brothers brand. I'm not saying like that's done. That'll be a legacy that lives on forever. You know what I mean? And that's not going anywhere. But I definitely just want to build me finally. I finally feel like I have the position to say I'm going to do what's right just for me and like have everything tailor made to my situation. Yeah. So I can embrace the people that support me. You know what I mean? So there's no confusion. There's no confusion on who I am. I want it to be clear. Like, this is Ondreaz Lopez. Yeah. Point blank, period.
Yeah. There it is.
And yeah.
Dude, that's exciting. Yeah. That's exciting.
Thank you.
I hope the music pops off. I can totally see it. No, in like 2 years, you're going to be in a stadium.
Thank you. And I don't put it past me. I don't take anything for granted. I'm so grateful for everything. I'm always grateful. I know people may see me, like I said, I speak highly of myself, so it may come across as like ungrateful, very cocky, very like entitled. No, not at all. I never forget where I came from. I never forget all the bullshit that I've been, because even what I told you guys so far is not even a quarter of how much shit I've been through, to be honest. But I don't put it past me. I remind myself where I come from and what I've been through, and I say, hey, look at how far you've gotten. Look at how much you've progressed. Look at how much shit you've done. And why would you ever slow that down because of some other people's opinions? Why would you ever stop that? You never have before. You've always had people have opinions, and you kept pushing. You used it as fire to fuel yourself. And that's what I'm going to keep doing.
It's exciting.
Thank you.
Damn. Well, I mean, thank you for talking to me,
bro,
dude.
Thank you guys for having me.
Of course.
I know they're like, in the fact, they're like, I didn't do anything, but just you guys are awesome. And I feel like you guys have fucking the world ahead of you guys. Being able to have a podcast. And how old are you?
17. I'm 17.
Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. It's amazing.
Thank you.
And you seem very sensible. You seem conscious of what's I can feel that vibe, that aura, that you're very conscious of what's, we have a likeness in a way. And I'm 23 and you're, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So God bless you guys, bro. Honestly. And I appreciate you guys for having me.
Thank you.
And, keep killing it, bro. Keep having people out here. You inspired me, sir. You inspired me to want to have a podcast.
Really? That's great, dude. Yeah, get it set up.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna have to look into having a podcast now.
Yeah, it's nice, right?
It's
just
a vibe. It's very therapeutic because like it's like this is what I do all the time. I have these type of talks,
and we love talking too, right? So it's kind of like finally, at least I can make something out of it.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Of course.